over here. Don't worry, this is gameplay related.
She-Hulk smash!
Only kidding. This isn't one of those beat so many bad guys kind of quests. Instead, I could use some help tracking down the known criminal who walked free in my court case today. He's as guilty as I am green, but the evidence just isn't solid enough. Yet. I just know that if we can find his hideout, I'll have that conniving crook dead to rights. Shall we? I followed our felonious friend back here from the courtyard before he disappeared on me. The hideout must be around here somewhere.
You could grab some shawarma while you're out? Maybe some mac and cheese or falafel or... Hold up. Criminal activity detected nearby. I guess dinner can wait.
Bingo! This is the place, all right. And once the police get an anonymous tip to swing on by and feast their eyes on all the evidence, my friend here will be relocated to a new hideout. One with barred windows. Thanks for the help. I owe you one.
Got reports of a high-speed chase in progress. First one to bump him off the road gets first dibs on the donuts.
You guys are really raining on my parade here. This rescue mission could have been so much easier if I could just carry everybody to safety. But I went and busted up my arm during training, so that's off the table. I thought if I created some cloud platforms, the civilians could jump over here and climb down, but for some crazy reason, they're too scared. I've been trying the whole pep talk approach for hours. I think it's time someone a little more persuasive stepped in. From what I've heard, even your worst fears can be overcome if someone mind controls you.
No way, man. I ain't stepping on no stupid cloud.
There's a reason they don't build houses out of clouds. Those things aren't so solid.
I know you heroes are normally just flying.
Great going. You really helped me out there. And seriously, if you could spread the word about how nice and reliable cloud platforms are, I'd appreciate it. Maybe then, the next time this happens, people will just bounce their way across on their own, and we can all go home a lot quicker.
Think you can master these moves? I was told this dancing game was unbeatable, but I have already mastered all the sequences. I even had time to set up my own. Think you're up for the challenge? You're gonna need a photographic memory to master this task. See if you can match this. Impressive. It appears that you too have a talent for mimicry. Your funky moves made light work of this task. Some might even say you mastered this task. As such, accept this reward from a fellow taskmaster.
Might I borrow you for a moment? Don't worry, it's not anything too taxing. Just a little brain surgery. You may not know this, but the great Sorcerer Supreme was once a mere neurosurgeon, until an accident robbed me of the full use of my hands, and I was reduced to performing back-alley operations to get by. However, the brain is not something you want to be tinkering with without a steady hand, and some of my patients from that time were left slightly mentally defragmented. The Sorcerer Supreme has the ability to heal them. I just need a little help finding them. The patients I mentioned all have a fairly obvious tell. Quite simply, they all think they're farm animals. Keep your ears open, and I'm sure you'll be able to track them down.
Oink! Oink, oink, oink!
Oh! Oh!
Moo!
The patients I mentioned all have a fairly... Yes, this is all of them! I must thank you. Finally, I can right this wrong committed in my darkest hour. Or at the very least, dress them up and open up some kind of petting zoo. I'd rather think there could be some serious money in it. What do you think? Don't worry, I wouldn't dream of leaving you out of the profits. I jest, of course. About the petting zoo, I mean. Yes, even I am not that strange.
Well, that happened. Well, I guess it's time to move on and go back to life before aliens flew in and trashed half of Manhattan. And for me in the cafe, that means getting some customers back in. A bunch of our regulars were happily sipping their mochachinos when it all went down, and I haven't seen them since. You don't think anything happened to them, do you? I'm hoping they're all just still hiding. If you see anyone looking scared and thirsty, send them my way. It's probably one of our Oh, my hero! Now out of the way! I need my beans.
Feel like getting your hands dirty? We're getting reports of some trash in your area that needs to be taken out. As in, you know, criminals.
Is it safe to come out yet? My coffee's going cold.
What I wouldn't give for a macchiato. And to be reunited with my family. In that order.
Oh man, this fearing for my life business is one thing, but this dry mouth is another.
I'm so glad everyone got back safe. Thank you so much. And on a side note, totally a byproduct of this whole thing, you understand. My tips should start rolling back in. Here, I think you definitely deserve a cut.
This is just fantastic. Just when I'd found something to devote my existence to, other than devouring mortals, it was cruelly taken away from me. I refer, of course, to the restaurant in which I was the acting head chef. Gone in the blink of an eye. But fear not, for the great Fin Fang Foom will return to the culinary world with his latest venture. Fin Fang Foom's fantastically fresh and filling, fat-free Frogurt Factory! All I need are a few ingredients to get me started, and perhaps a catchier name. Hurry along now. The sooner I can open the sooner this good city can continue to enjoy my culinary wonders.
We're getting more reports of criminal activity close to your location. Guess the bad guys don't want you to get too rusty, huh?
Suspects are fleeing the scene in a stolen truck. Just had the call. Another hijacked truck is tearing around the city. Suspects are fleeing the scene in a stolen truck.
Hello, dearie.
It got away. Quick! Somebody get after that truck!
Marvelous! This is everything I need to make my very first fantastically fresh and filling fat-free Frogurt. And, as is the case with any successful business, once that first Frogurt is out of the way, the rest just falls into place. That, and once my small business loan comes through.
Where are you hiding, you overgrown iguana? I've heard that the dragon Xiao Lao has been seen lurking around this area. I kinda hoped after defeating him a while back, he'd you know, stay defeated for a little longer. But it looks like he's decided to be reborn again for, what is it, the 67th time? Either way, we've got to stop him. The last thing this city needs is another rampaging lizard thing stomping about the place. You might not recognize a dragon when you see one, but don't worry. I'm a bit of an expert. Don't know if I mentioned it, but I defeated Xiao Lao before. Got a cool scar on my chest and everything.
Rebuilding this part of the city's going well. And to think, all we had access.
Well, looks like Xiao Lao isn't here. Just a bunch of really convincing costumes. I guess there's no threat here after all. Or is that just what he wants us to think? Yeah, now I get it. Think you can lull me into a false sense of security, do you, Xiao Lao? Well, no dice! The Iron Fist will remain clenched and waiting until you show your true face. Which could take a while, so you can probably get going. Thanks for the help.
Where is everyone? A good nanny is hard to find. Or in this case, it's hard for a good nanny to find me. I had 4 applicants for the job due here an hour ago, but none of them have shown up. Did I give them bad directions, or are they all just totally incapable? I'd write them all off, but I'm getting desperate. See if you can't find them and point them my way.
If we...
Could you help me out? I'm late to a job interview.
Finally figured out how to communicate using this hologram table thing.
Hey! Mind lending me a hand here?
I know. I'm late to meet Jessica. Just give me a sec to wrap things up here. I know. I'm late to meet Jessica. Just give me a sec to wrap things up here. Jessica sent you? Oh, I'll be right there. Just need to show these punks Exhibit F.
Finally, everyone's here. I was starting to think Danielle would have grown up before we got to hire a nanny. And now for the interviews. Would it be bad if I just used Eeny, Meeny, Miny, Mo to decide?
Well, the cat's out of the bag, and into the cloning machine. Black Panther stopped by and asked me to look after Mr. Tittles while he was out on a mission. It's not like I didn't have a lot to do already, but how could I say no to that furry little face? Or faces, as is now the case. He somehow managed to get into a cloning device we were developing and replicate himself. As adorable as an army of Mr. Tittles sounds, it could be dangerous to have them running loose before we can perform some tests. Please help me find them.
Getting your hands dirty? We're getting reports of some trash in your area that needs to be taken out. As in, you know, criminals.
I suppose this is one way of giving a cat 9 lives. Mr. Tittles! But which one is the original? It appears all the clones are identical in every way. No signs of deterioration caused by the cloning process. Same noble portrait, same glossy coats, so it shouldn't matter which one goes back to Black Panther. As for the others, well, it appears I've gained myself a few pets.
Come on, come get some Kamala! Come on,
get some Kamala! Come on, come get— Oh, hey, how's it going? I'm good. Just hanging with these funky-looking crocodiles with lasers on their heads, which would actually all be pretty awesome if they weren't trying to kill me. Why can't the inventor get through his big bird brain that laser crocs are the worst thing to have in any evil scheme? Whatever. Time to do my hero thing. Such punch! Very crocodile! Wow!
I know you heroes are normally just flying across the sky without a care in the world, but if you've got a moment, there are some criminals close by, so, a little help?
Did we get him? Man, now I feel kind of bad for the big ugly mugs. Maybe they're just sleeping? In pieces? Some animals do that, right? Well, anyway, thanks for the dance. You ever feel like being my sidekick again, just text me.
All right, fellas. I'm ready when you are. You're just in time. My pals at the docks didn't take too kindly to me ruining their little business venture. So we were just about to settle our differences in the ring. Thing is, I get the distinct impression there's a lot more of them than there are of me. Which isn't normally a problem, but if you want a piece of the action, I'd say you are fairly justified. Shall we? Hey, did that guy just make a face at me? I could have sworn I heard a face. Well, I hope these guys aren't expecting the judicial system to go easy on them, because at this point, that ship has sailed. Sorry, I've been determined to crack some kind of ship-related joke since I started this job. Thanks for the backup.
I have a job for you, if you're interested. I have here a list of S.H.I.E.L.D.'s most wanted criminals. I've been asked to assemble an elite squad of agents to go after them. But since you're here, you could save me a lot of paperwork if you took care of them. Don't worry, I've got something to make it worth your while. What do you say?
Cut off one head, two shall take its place, and one is in my belly.
you intend to stop me, mortal, I will destroy you!
You wish to challenge the dynamo? Now I'm seeing crimson! What can you do?
Ah, I see you've made it back in one piece. Nice work. You've been a huge help. As I promised, take this.
We seriously need to revise our heroes for higher clientele. It sounded like such an easy job. Take a load of rookie S.H.I.E.L.D. agents out on the mean streets of Manhattan and make sure they don't scrape their knees too bad. Except some of those jumped-up juniors thought they'd be heroes and ran off to chase bad guys without me. They better not be in too much trouble. My paycheck is riding on this. Time to go round them up.
Mr. Cage! I need the bathroom! But these goons keep getting in my way!
Why, I oughta.
Mr. Cage, I swallowed my comms device. Can I get a new one?
I am a mighty shield agent, and you are all under arrest! It's not working! They're not standing down!
Oh man, what a time to forget how to make a fist! Your fingers bend inwards or outwards? Ow! Not outwards!
I think that's everyone accounted for. Thanks for helping me out there. I guess chasing after these kids was good practice for when Danielle's a little older, huh? Here, take a cut of the pay for this job. Don't worry, I'll be charging S.H.I.E.L.D. extra for the trouble.
Okay, you got me. I'm not a full-time cab driver. And I can see that you aren't a full-time civilian. You can call me Spectre. Inspector. I'm just heading to meet an informant downtown. I probably don't need to tell you that downtown is traditionally a shady neighborhood. And this cat is a real shady customer. If you're interested, I wouldn't say no to an extra pair of eyes on my back. Walk with me, partner. My associate likes to keep a certain mystery about him. They say he pretty much runs this neighborhood, so keep your wits about you.
Oh, get back here, you little whippersnapper!
Why, if I were 70 years younger.
Good morning. Or good evening. Whatever time it is right now.
high speed.
Hey, you think it's I grew up in Brooklyn.
Yeah, gotta love it.
Mr. Tittles? So you're my informant? Now I get what they meant by, you gotta meet this crazy cat downtown. Thanks, partner, I'll take it from here. Oh, and hey, take this. You've earned it.
Hey, do you fancy tagging along on an official S.H.I.E.L.D. road trip? I've just been assigned the exciting task of driving out to the desert to pick up some sort of otherworldly wrench, I think. I haven't finished reading the case file yet. Anyway, if you're free to tag along, I thought we could make a road trip out of it. What do you say? Better stop for some gas first. Lola's running a little low. Uh-oh, looks like trouble. I think we're in the clear. You know, this seems to happen every time I stop for gas. I'm starting to think it'd be easier to just catch a flight. Sorry, I know you had your heart set on that road trip. Hopefully this will make up for the trouble. Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm gonna grab some donuts for the trip. This might take a while. Hey, do you have a second? Don't worry, it's not work-related. Following popular demand from at least 4 other S.H.I.E.L.D. agents, I've decided to put together a Lola calendar. Every month, a more glamorous shot than the last, or at least once I get that final shot. I heard Hulk selfies were fast becoming a trend, so what better way to finish off my calendar than a snap of my favorite lady with my favorite big green thing. But first, I have to find the perfect location. Lola, let's ride. grab some shawarma while you're out? Maybe some mac and cheese or falafel or... Hold up. Criminal activity detected nearby. I guess dinner can wait. How about here? Yep, I think we got a winner. Line up that Hulk and take the shot. Excellent. Yep, that one's going on the cover. You know, I think this calendar might be even better than the one Agent Hill did. Of her favorite pizza joints, if I remember correctly. Thanks a lot.
Hey, do you know a good dark elf exterminator? Billy here was getting all nostalgic for the good old days as his guardian. He put on the costume for 2 minutes, and now we've got a whole load of them trying to get us.
Yeah, I don't mean to brag, but they clearly thought I was Thor. What, with the physique and everything?
You wish. Come on, it looks like they found us. I think that's the last of them.
Great. Now what kind of enemy do you think would show up if I tried on Patriot's costume?
A Hulkling kind of enemy.
Ah, point taken.
Witnesses are reporting lawless thugs on the loose in this area. You better see what you can do about them before things get out of hand.
Another successful dirty deal in the bag. Wait, why am I saying that out loud? Hail Hydra! I mean, hey, hi there. Sorry, had something caught in my throat. But, since you mentioned Hydra, I just, heard a report that some of their agents have been sighted leaving the helicarrier with some Chitauri weapons previously seized by S.H.I.E.L.D. I think I was, in the bathroom at the time. They're probably still in the city. If you're quick, maybe you can still catch them? Any of those Hydra holes mention anything about double agent and S.H.I.E.L.D.? Just those guys are all nuts. Great work! You got all the weapons back. You know, for a minute I was worried that someone might have warned Hydra that you were coming, and that maybe you would have been ambushed and not made it back alive. But it seems like none of that happened, so I'll just take those off you and put them somewhere safe. Thanks again.
Check out some retro S.H.I.E.L.D. technology? I was archiving some old S.H.I.E.L.D. project reports and came across this one that used studs to find treasure. Not sure why it was discontinued. Something about the arrows not always pointing the right way? I don't think it'd be too hard to figure out the kinks. Want to give it a go? According to the report, there are two types of arrow, silver and gold. One of them points the right way, the other one lies. Ooh, it's like a riddle. It says here if you follow the correct arrow, you should find another one in that direction. So I guess if you run a mile and don't see anything, it's the wrong one? I think I can see why they gave up on this. Hey, I think you found the treasure. That wasn't too bad, was it? shame nobody put the time into getting rid of those lying arrows, though. I guess by that point they developed a more efficient and less expensive tracking device. Well, thanks for helping me try it out. It's not glamorous work, but somebody's got to do it. The Avengers, huh? Gotta admire them for all the world-saving they do. But I wish they'd have a little more consideration for the little people. Take Tony Stark, for instance. Last time he was here, he was snacking on blueberries. Ended up dropping more on the floor and into our machinery than in his mouth. And who has to clean up after him? Yours truly. And you, I guess. I mean, you can't possibly listen to me complain for that long and not want to help, right?
S.H.I.E.L.D. thanks you for your continued work.
They might not seem it, but blueberries are actually a pretty big security risk. One rolls into the wrong vent and boom, helicarrier plummets into the ocean.
Maybe I should just call Dr. Cho. No. I can...
The level 7 agents would like to remind the level 6 agents that the level 7 staff moved out of bounds until level 6. We don't want to have to report you. We will if it happens again.
Don't let the director know I said that.
Now a moment's silence for Agent Cronshaw, who was lost.
Let's see. If we take the average amount of blueberries in the bag, subtract the amount seen being consumed by Stark and other Avengers on the security cameras, then... Great! This should be all of the rogue berries accounted for. Here, take this for a job well done.
call Dr. Cho. No. I can handle this. While we're all delighted that Dr. Cho's cradle technology succeeded in creating an entire being, its structure was a little compromised during the process and it requires some maintenance. I propose that we cause a disjunction between the push connectors and the dynamic core. This should culminate in the extracellular architecture suspension I'm sorry, basically what I mean is we need to turn it off and on again. Dr. Cho encrypted the startup sequence. She never got around to showing me how to bypass it. But never mind, I'm sure you'll have it cracked in no time.
Agents are reminded that photostatic veils are not to be used for pranking purposes. Cafeteria staff are being equipped with countermeasures to prevent pranksters from taking 2 desserts at mealtimes by disguising themselves as other agents.
It seems to have worked! The cradle is back online! Now, for future tests, I believe we just need to revise both the mechanical integration and the synthetic pull in order to... Sorry, I'm doing it again, aren't I? Thank you. I'll be sure to credit you in my notes. Every time I see the Avengers, I wonder, could I be a superhero? It seems as though many do start their heroic careers as scientists. Maybe all I need is the right scientific disaster? Well, let's not jump the gun. To start with, I'm not even sure what kind of weapon I would use. Though I imagine there'd be plenty lying around here. Could you perhaps fetch me some so I can perform some tests?
Access granted.
now a moment's silence for Agent Cronshaw, who was lost in an unspecified incident involving broken rules, dimensions, and...
I'm still unsure on what type of weapon I would actually be able to wield. That's quite a selection. I hope S.H.I.E.L.D. doesn't mind me borrowing them. You may want to be somewhere else for the next stage of the experiment. As I said, I'm a bit new to these things, and I wouldn't want to have to regrow one of your appendages if something goes wrong. Thanks for your assistance.